Hi guys, good afternoon. Jay Lakhani here from bindalFX. A quick sound check and a screen test. Can you all hear me? And can you all see the PowerPoint presentation? If you can you just raise your hands, okay? Raise your hands if you're able to see the PowerPoint, and can you hear me loud and clear? Fantastic. Okay, guys, I hope you're well. I've got a huge audience from all over the world. So really looking forward to helping you guys achieve trading mastery. Obviously, I've got quite a few attendees who are members of bindalFX, but the vast majority are new to bindalFX or attending bindalFX for the first time. Now, today's webinar is really a follow-up from the weekend webinar, where I went through the new bindalFX swing trading indicator. So what I'll do is I'm going to jump straight into the charts. So I will not go into very deep introduction about myself, because quite a few of you were present at the weekend. Do have quite a few who are completely new. For their benefit, as I say, it's going to be a very, very, very quick introduction about myself and bindalFX. I started my career as an accountant working at British Airways, and I got into financial markets in the 1980s when the then Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, who went about privatizing all the state assets. And that's when, being part of British Airways, we were given shares. First day of trading, it basically doubled, and I said, wow, this is exciting. And that's how I got into financial markets. From accountancy, I then moved over into financial planning, wealth management. And from there on, I devised bindalFX system. And obviously, I'll be going through that in detail today. We'll analyze so many charts. And if we do get any trading opportunities, we will take the trades. If not, we will give you various watch lists, okay? So a bit more brief about bindalFX. I'm the author of the Trading Mastery Indicators, Bindal Momentum. We do live trading broadcasts and trade setup. So effectively, we are letting you know, especially for newbies, this is very useful. Although the indicators are doing all the work, it's telling you of the trade setups, when to get in and so on. But obviously for newbies, sometimes they need hand holding, and that's when our alerts and the trade setups come in. We do live trading seminars. Now this is in-person trading seminars. Then I would say probably bindalFX may be the only company in this big wide world who does live trading seminars. And we start at 7:30 a.m. in the morning, and we trade all day long and end just after the European market close. We focus a lot on trader psychology and mental fitness, and I'm the author of the book Forex Mastery, a Child's Play, which is available from Amazon. Our dates for the next live seminars, this is live in person, Tuesday, 31st of July, 2020. That's going to be 7 hours. And then Tuesday, 20th of October, that's going to be live in person, okay? At bindalFX, what we like to do is to keep it simple, okay? Often when a newbie joins, or quite often, amateur traders, what they are looking at, they want to look at all those trading indicators. And they are trying to find the holy grail. They're trying to find the secret. And these are the sort of examples which I have seen often. Tell me, is it possible to trade this? Absolutely impossible. No wonder when we look at the broker statistics, I have seen on average around 70 to 75% of retail traders lose money. Okay, so now by law, the brokers have to put all these statistics on their website. Often you will see statistics of 80%, 85%, and believe it or not, I have even seen 92%. Yes, 92% failing in trading the financial markets. Okay, now this is the same chart which you saw. This is the after. Okay, this is the before. This is the after. How easy and simple this is. So at bindalFX, we've got sophisticated algorithms which basically cuts out the noise and it tells you when to enter. Okay, and what we are looking at is confluences of indicators. This is the Bindal alert, and here what you have got is the Bindal momentum indicator. That is the trigger line. When the trigger line is red, we are looking to sell. When the trigger line is green, we are looking to buy. As simple as that. Keep it so simple. Then these colored horizontal lines, these are the proprietary Bindal pivot points. And they act on as a very strong support and resistances. When those levels break, it can be very, very, very powerful. Also, it acts on as a potential retracement. I mentioned to you that we do live trade broadcast. This is an example. Now, majority of our traders, they are able to, especially the graduate members, they don't need hand-holding because they have been fully trained. But the broadcast, we do it for the benefit of the new members. So effectively, initially, when they join, they may struggle to read the charts. They may not know what the 1, 2, 3s are. They may not know what the pivots are, how the Bindal momentum indicators work. So what we do is we just take a selection of 2 or 3 charts, and on a regular basis, we hold your hand and we tell you which charts to look for. So here is an example. For example, Euro, Aussie dollar. I said, get ready to pounce. Okay. And look at that. I mean, that was my entry. And this is when I got stopped out with the trailing profits. That was a move of 450 pips. I mentioned that we do live trading seminars. Now I do seminars worldwide. I've done do regularly here in UK. And as I mentioned, my next date, if you're interested, 31st of July. So put it in your diary where you come to see us. Us, we trade real money, real account, okay? And you get to see the system, how it works. You get to see our trades as we take it, as we exit it, as we manage the trades. And I've done seminars in New York, done seminars in Toronto, Mauritius, Italy, Dubai, India, Budapest, etc. Okay, so I've got a huge audience here. If you would like me to come to your country, drop me an email, and I shall be on my next flight to you as soon as the lockdown finishes. Okay, so here it is, we taking real trades. I also train experts. I also train fund managers, and I also have done seminars at banks, and this is an example. I'd actually done a live trading seminar at Finaco Bank. This was on behalf of the round-the-clock trader. Was given sort of like a 90-minute slot, and in that 90 minutes picked up a very good trade, and that was worth 200 pips there. Okay, so just recap, bindalFX. We have done the trading mastery indicators, and I'll go through that with you in a moment. Live trading broadcasts, live trading seminars. We focus a lot on trader psychology and mental fitness. You may have the system, right? You may be at the right place at the right time, but that does not guarantee success. Success comes when you are the right person. I could have a live trading seminar, and this is again a true story. At one class, I had nearly 30 professional traders. We were doing live trading, and that day we had well over 300 pips profit. Okay, 300 pips profit. Is it possible? Is it possible for anybody to lose money when there is somebody up there on stage taking calls, telling you why he's taken the trade, how he's managed the trade, when to take the profit, when to take the loss, right? Is it possible for anybody to lose? Do you know what? Virtually everybody made money, but there was one person who lost big time. Why? Because of mental fitness. Unable to control the emotions. Another example was last week. We had a 7-hour live trading marathon. Initially, it was to be live in person, but because of the lockdown, we had to do a live webinar. So it was a whole day long. I had several traders, I mean, virtually majority of them, they banked massive, literally massive pips. But I'll give you an example. In the morning, we have a alert on gold, right? A short trade, 150 pip move. Most of the traders take it. Some traders did not take that trade. Then afternoon, we have another signal, a short trade. Some traders who did not take the morning trade or morning alert took this one, and they piled in. They said, well, let me go big time on this because I missed that trade in the morning. Guess what? Just unlucky that the second trade on gold did not work out. And I exited the trade with a small loss. I had some traders who did not exit. They let the loss run. And in the end, it became too much. They exited with a massive loss. And then I followed it up with another signal for a short trade. And guess what? This was a massive, it was a killer, massive move. Guys who lost out on the second trade did not take it. Why? Because they didn't have the confidence. Why? Because they missed the first trade, the second trade, they didn't want to miss out. And they said, well, it's Jay Lakhani taking the trade. I got to take this trade because the first trade was a massive winner. Okay? Obviously, they piled in big time. They risk more than they should have. Again, that is mental fitness, unable to control the emotions. So you see, this is what we tend to focus on, right? How to hold your hands, yeah? Okay, so it's time for live trading and chart analysis. If you guys do have any questions, feel free to type it in the chat box. Okay, so now I've changed the presentation. You don't have the PowerPoint. You should have the screens, the charts on your screen. Raise your hand if you are able to see the charts. If not, then obviously that could be a local problem at your end. So what you would have is 12 charts on your screen, yeah? Fantastic. Okay, guys, that's excellent. Okay, so what you're really seeing here is these are all 15-minute chart, and I have got the bindalFX indicators here. Okay, bindalFX indicators, which I said earlier on, it gives you trade setups, when to get in, and how to manage the trade. Yeah. Me personally, I often look at anything between 40 to 50 charts. Okay. I've got some members, forget 40 to 50, they even look at 80 to 100 charts, and they've got like 8 to 10 screens, and I've got 6 screens at the moment. I got some members who are just happy focusing on 4 charts or 6 charts, yeah? So bottom line is do what you're comfortable with, yeah? But equally at the same time, stretch yourself, right? Stretch yourself, because the more you look, the more charts you're looking at, you will find opportunities. You see, the way I look at it, a chart is a chart, right? Obviously, when I've set up the charts here, I know practically where each chart, what currency pair it refers to. So, you know, that's GBP, Euro, Canadian, Aussie, etc. Okay, but generally, I'm not at all looking at what I'm trading. I'm looking at the thing here in the middle. Okay, I'm looking at the signal. I'm looking at the trade potential, right? And that's how I go about taking a trade. What I'm really focusing on is focusing on the process, right? Focus on the process, not focusing on the end result, i.e. the money, okay? Amateur traders, what do? They focus on the money and not the process, right? Amateur traders do not focus on risk management. So for example, they could miss trade number 1, trade number 2, they take, but they pile in big time, risking 20% of the account. It doesn't go your way. What happens when a really damn good signal comes in? Loss of confidence. So you see, there must always be consistency in how you trade. Effectively, you've got to take every signal whilst you're trading. Obviously, the markets are open 24 hours, isn't it? Yeah. But so what you do is you select the best times. What are the best times? Early morning, European Open, and then it tends to quieten down, right? And then US Open, and as we get closer to the European close, it tends to quieten down, and then it picks up again during the US close. Here again, you often look at like the commodities and the indices, they do really well. But swing trading, you will have opportunities right throughout the day, yeah? Okay, let's just scan through some of the charts and some of the potential opportunities. And whilst we go about, I'll also go through the indicators. So what you see here, this is the Bindal Momentum Swing Trading Indicator. Now here I'm looking for a potential profit of well in excess of 100 plus pips. Often we can easily get 300, 400, 500. It all depends. It all depends on the price action. Now there's one thing which I don't do, and that is I don't forecast. Okay? Nobody can forecast. Now I've been trading 40 years. I started trading in 1980s. Yeah, that's when British Airways got privatized, given shares, and I said, wow, this is fantastic. 40 years nearly. And in that 40 years, I've not been able to forecast the charts, i.e. the price. But what I can do is I can trade the price action. I don't care whether the prices are going up. I don't care if the prices are going down. If it's going up, what do? You buy, right? If it's going down, what do? You sell. As simple as that. What do amateur traders do? They try and forecast. Often it's like a classic amateur trader question is they would ask is, where do you think such and such pair will end at? Or where do you think oil will be? Where do you think FTSE is going to be, right? I remember a few years ago, I was at QE2 Center in London. I was on the panel. A classic example is people ask, oh, where do you think FTSE is going to be on 31st of December? Each and every guru in inverted commas on the stage had an answer, right? 7,000, 5,000, 4,000, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you know what? I don't give a shit whether it is 7,000, whether it is 20,000, whether it is 10,000. What I do know is I can control my emotions. I can control my actions. I watch the price action. Okay? A classic example we had this morning, euro dollar. Okay, I'll bring the chart on euro dollar. We had a short trade. Okay, short trade taken, TP1 banked, TP2 getting stopped out, and then the trade reverses to long. So guess what? We take a long trade. We are not at all bothered whether the price is going to go sky high or the prices are going to collapse, which is what's been happening in, say, the US 30, the technology, FTSE, DAX, and so on, right? It was close to 30,000, down to 18, and now it's around 24. Okay, so as a trader, what you got to have is that mental fitness, being detached. Okay, being detached to everything, right? Being totally detached and just focus on the process, not to have any emotions on it whatsoever. If they are winners, obviously, yes, celebrate, but don't be attached to that. Take those winners and move on. If they are losers, again, don't get attached to that losers. You need to detach yourself completely from it and go back to the process. Follow your trading plan. Follow the risk management. You see, so that is the key to success as a trader. Okay, so here, what you have is GBP USD. The algorithm basically does all the complex calculation in the background. Yeah, you don't need to know why it's doing what it's doing. You know, for example, if the room is dark and you need some light, what do? You simply go and switch on the lights, don't you? Do you ever sit and say, oh, how the hell did the electricity come from here, blah, blah, blah? No, you're not bothered about that, are you? So that's exactly the same thing what I do, right? I'm purely focusing on the price action, letting the algorithm do all the work. Okay, so here is on the swing trading indicator, as soon as B1 changes color, you want to get in, right? Obviously, we got few filters that we apply, right? This is basically a 90% automated system, right? Soon as B1 changes color from red to green or green to red, we are getting ready to pounce, right? And when B2 changes color, in many cases, we are already in. And when both of them are same color, the potential is a big win, okay? So here we go. See, it's below all those pivot points, resistance at that green pivot. You got the 1, 2, 3. So what is a 1, 2, 3? No rocket science, right? For a short trade, it simply is a lower high. So see, this is a high point. Prices go down, goes up, but it fails to penetrate this level here, okay? And it creates a lower high. So this is the high. That is the high as well, okay? So what you're looking at is a nice 1, 2, 3 setup here, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. So for shorts, I'm looking for a lower high 1, 2, 3. For longs, I'm looking for the opposite, which would be what? A higher low. Okay? So this is the low point. That's your low. That's your low. So again, if we look at this one here, that's your low point. Prices go up, and then it retraces back to the trigger line. The trigger line was red, goes over to green, and down it goes. Okay? So that's your 1, 2, and 3, right? So this is what we are really looking after, and as soon as both of them are same color, guess what? Look what happens to the price. It shoots off 300 pips there. Okay, 300 pips. So this was a fantastic trade there. We could look at, I mean, oil is one which lots of my members are trading. Okay, I covered that in this morning's newsletter. I've had fantastic. I mean, my guys have actually been piling in on oil. Okay, and look at that. You got the down arrow here. So what is the arrow? When you get a down arrow, you're looking for a short. Okay, when you have an up arrow, you're looking for a long. Okay, I haven't got it here. It got deleted. Okay, so a down arrow is basically looking for shorts. Up arrow, you're looking for a long, as simple as that. So as soon as you get the down arrow, it goes over onto your watch list and you apply a couple of filters and then take the trade. Yeah, I had some traders, again, not following the rules. And they said, oh, it's gone down so much. I think this is sell time. This is buy one, get one free, or forget buy one, get one free. This is buy one and get 4 free, right? And they pile in, right? I had several emails in my inbox last night and this morning, and they said, Jay, oil, I'm long. I'm losing. What shall I do? I said, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I can't help you that because I haven't got a flipping clue whether it's going to go sky high or it's going to go down. all I can see is my system initially was long, right? Then went short, and it is still short. Everything is red, red, red. It's below the green pivot, below the trigger line. The trigger line is red, below the yellow pivot, below the aqua pivot, below the red pivot, and there is absolutely no way I am looking to buy this. I had a few guys saying, well, when should we buy? I said, look, the only time I'm going to be looking to buy is it gets about the yellow pivot, okay, which is here. If it doesn't get above the yellow pivot, I'm not looking to buy. Several traders did actually take this. I had some fantastic trading journals, and I actually shared that with my group today, and the entries were absolutely brilliant. Okay, the other one which we looked at was gold. Okay, again, if you look at gold there, okay, see, that's when I had both of them same color. Yeah, initially the main signal was issued here. Okay, that was on 2nd of April, and how much has it been worth? Okay, 1,389 pips. How much? 1,389 pips. This was the second. I had guys who were piling in here. Okay, so if you miss out, you wait for a pullback, back to the pivot or the trigger, and then take the trade. If both of them are green, you do not go against the signal. Just because it has gone up 1,400 pips, it doesn't mean it's going to go down. Just because here was 1,200 pips, it doesn't mean it's going to go down, right? So if we just look at last 24 hours, okay, that is 400 pips. How much? 400 pips. So £1 trade there is worth 400 pounds. A £10 trade there is worth 4,000 pounds. You simply do not go against the system. You follow the system. If the system is saying buy, you buy. If the system is saying red, sell, you sell. You do not have a judgment, right? The market is always right, okay? The market is always right. I'm not right. The market is right. So what am I doing? I am following the market, isn't it? The market is always right. If you can get that into your head, that the market is always right, you know what? There's no way you can lose. Right? There's absolutely no way you can lose. Yeah? Okay. So here again, you can see this was that second signal, and up it goes. And this is a very, very, very bullish looking chart. There is absolutely no way I'm looking to short gold. Again, how would I identify a short? I'll be looking for a break of these pivot points. The first would be the red, and then yes, I'll look at I will look at short trade below red. But as soon as aqua gives in, as soon as yellow gives in, that would be fine. And then finally, when the green pivot gives in, right, that's gonna be a big, 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 big winner. Okay. Fine, so that's a bit of a background on the Bindal momentum indicators. So what would be on my watch list? So if we look at Aussie dollar, That's still long. I would be looking to go long, right, on a price bounce at the pivot point. Now, certainly do fire in any of your questions that you may have. Okay, do fire in your questions. So as I say, I'll just be focusing on this 12 charts, right? Don't want to be looking at too many charts outside this, because this is a good extensive list of charts, which we can look at. Any others, do sort of send me an email, and I'll be quite happy to respond to you on that. Yeah. So here, Aussie dollar, I want to pull back to the yellow. We had a signal earlier on this morning, yeah, and as I say, it's gone up high, and now waiting for a second opportunity. Should I have a break of yellow, then I'm looking for short. Okay. Okay, Len, if you get a chance, could you give me your thoughts on USD CAD? Okay, currently short. Also, CAD CHF currently short. Len, okay, definitely. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, the signal is short, isn't it? Yeah, okay, the signal is short because both the bars at the bottom are red. Okay. There's absolutely no way I'll be looking for a long trade here, okay? So at every pullback, it is a case of shorting this, this damn thing, right? However, if you look at the price action, I'm now getting that support here, okay? But just because there is a support does not necessarily mean, right? Does not necessarily mean that you need to be looking to buy, right? Just because there's a support does not necessarily mean that you need to buy this. If you look at here, look at that. That is a support there, isn't it? Yeah, the support breaks. So see, the support and resistances are there to be broken. As simple as that. Yeah. So if the support breaks, what happens? The market goes. If the resistance breaks, what happens? The market goes up, isn't it, right? So yes, there is a support, but I really don't have a break of the resistance here. Okay, there you go. So when would I be looking to buy this? Okay, when would I be looking to buy? I'll be looking to buy when this resistance breaks and when I have got momentum about the yellow pivot. Okay. Okay, I got a question here from anonymous attendee. It says, you just made prediction on Uzi. Uzi, I thought no prediction. No. Basically, there's no way I will know what's going to happen, right? So what you're really focusing on, right? What you're really focusing on is the probabilities. So if I have momentum about the yellow pivot, then the probability is in my favor that potentially this could go up higher. Okay? Potentially this could go up higher, right? So let's say, for example, in this case, is what I would be looking for is a momentum about yellow. It could go up. Yes, I could go in, and it may not work out. And if it doesn't work out, what should I do? If I get in, and if it doesn't work out, should I stay in the hope and pray to the Almighty that, please, I'm in this trade, help me out? No. The Almighty has got better things to do. He's given that free will to you for you to decide and make the decision. So what do? You get the hell out of that trade. Cut the losses, cut the losses, cut the losses. Yeah? Okay? And when you're in a winner, right, you do not snatch a profit. You do what? Let the winners run. Okay, so right now, this is a bearish looking chart, Len. So yes, if you're short, go ahead with that. But keep an eye on this yellow pivot here. Okay, I think is once we get the 1, 2, 3 above the yellow pivot. So what I mean a 1, 2, 3 is price goes up, breaks, a retest of the yellow pivot, and then it does that. So here, I'm not predicting that this is going to go up, am I? Yeah, I'm not predicting this is go up. What I've done is I've got a system in place. And I'm stacking the probabilities to go in my favor. It's not going to be 100%. And look, I'm not after 100%. I'm not after 80%. You know what? I could even be right 50%. Okay? I could even be right 50%. So I take 10 trades, 5 I lose, and 5 I win. Okay? But the losers are less than the winners. So my reward to risk has to be greater. If my reward on that one trade, now this has to be average, right? If on average I'm winning 2 and losing 1, right? And I have 50% of my losing trades. Do I win or do I lose? Of course I win, isn't it? Yeah. So the key is you are trying to stack the probabilities to be in your favor, which is look for a low risk, high probability trade, follow the system. If the system's saying buy, you got to buy. If the system's saying buy, you don't sell. Yeah. And then the key point is you enter as close to the trigger line as possible. So here, let's say the system is short. You could enter here, but is it going to be a low risk, high probability trade? No, it won't, right? One of the rules is you get in as close to the trigger line as possible. So see here, this is the trigger line, as close. What happens if I get in here? Okay, my entry is there, right? Okay, where's my stop gonna be? About the trigger, about the pivots, about the 0.3. Okay, Bina asking how many pips should always be a stop. Look, the stop, do not count it in pips, right? A 20 pip on a euro dollar may just be sufficient, even on a swing trade, okay? But on a 20 pip on a euro Aussie dollar is not going to be enough. A 20 pip on euro New Zealand is not going to be enough. A 20 pip on GBP JPY is not going to be enough. A 20 pip on gold is not going to be enough. So you see, don't have your mindset that only have n number of pips. Does that make sense? Yeah. So you always should focus on your 1, 2, 3s, right? Your stops has to be, say if I'm looking for a short trade here, say my entry is there. So my stops is going to be about the 0.3 or about the 0.1, right? If the distance is great, then my stop is going to be about the 0.3. If I've got at least 60 to 70% pullback, then my stop will be about the 0.1. And then it has to be about the trigger, okay? And then what you do is you trail the stops about the trigger. So I'm trailing the stops. And this is when I get stopped out, okay? So, don't put number of pips as your stops. Does that help you, Bina? Okay. Sam, what is the thinner blue and red double line? Okay, that is the, okay, this is the trigger, right? And this is the ribbon, right? So that's my trigger. This is the ribbon. So what I'm really looking for is for me to go short, okay? I need the ribbon to be sloping to the downside. Okay, so yes, I've got confluence. Okay, both of them are red here. Okay, both of them are red here. The ribbon here is sloping to the upside. Okay, I need the direction of the ribbon to change. So I've got a lot of confluences of events there. The trigger is red, both of them are red, but the ribbon's going up. Okay, so as soon as it starts sloping down, then I can take that trade. Okay. Okay, Len, right? Okay, I guess I've probably answered your question on USD Canadian. Okay, gold, right? Gold here, it's doing a pullback back to the pivots. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit. Okay, so here I really need a pullback as close to the red pivot as possible. Yes, you could take a potential trade here. For that, I would actually go on and say, look at the lower time frame. Would look at, say, a 5-minute or a 1-minute chart. Okay, so there you go. You got the 1-minute chart. And that's your 5 minutes. If we look at the 1-minute chart, see the scalping had given various long signals, and both of them are absolutely green. And all you're really looking for is a long trade on every pullback. Okay, so how would I be looking to trade this? Is I really want a break of that resistance there. So see, the signal's already long, okay? The signal's already long, yeah? Okay, so Valid asking, why am I not getting the arrow? Okay, I don't want that many arrows here. Basically, what I do is I've actually programmed my indicators. So let's say here I've got my trigger, the swing, the intraday, and so on. So in this case, let's say supposing the intraday, my input, you see, I only want arrows to come in after 100, okay? So I don't want distractions of too many arrows. But yeah, I do have some members who will actually, they like to see that confirmation and lots of arrows, yeah? And yeah, so if I were to change that from, say, 100 to 20, then yes, after every 20 bars, if there's a signal, it will actually give out a signal, yeah? But here, as I say, overall, I just want signals on sort of like big moves, yeah? Okay. Okay, just going through some of your chat there, some of your questions. Obviously, I'll keep an eye on the charts. If I do get any setups, you know, I will take a trade, okay? Okay, just give me a couple of minutes. I'm just going through and read all your comments and questions, yeah? And yeah, do fire away with any questions you may have. So guys, there's zillions of questions. So I just want to make sure I pick because got a huge class size and a lot of repetitions, right? Okay, yellow pivot, fully understand that now. Okay. Is this being recorded? Yes, it's being recorded. So everybody who's signed in, I will email you a copy. Yeah. Okay, I'm one of the newbies joining today for the first time. Shin Bhatia. Hi, Shin. Welcome. I mean, yes, like you, I've got lots of traders in here who are new and coming in for this first time. Do you have any documentations, instructions on how to set up the indicators, pivot triggers? Yes. So Shin, so basically what happens is when you join the bindalFX training and mentoring, obviously you will be given a training manual. You will be given the indicators and then a step-by-step guide on how to install those indicators onto the MT4 charting software. So this is the MT4 charting software, which is available free of charge from your broker. And then all you simply do, it's a case of copy and paste it over onto your MT4, attach those indicators onto the chart. So, you know, for example, I right click there, indicator list. So you see, these are the indicators. So, you know, lots of newbie traders will have zillions of indicators here. You don't need it. You don't need it, right? Just focus on only one system, one indicators, which are the Bindal, and as you can see, all of them in there. Then you simply attach it. You'll be given access to our webinar. So we have a live trading webinar every morning. So that the access for that is only for members only. Like right now, and this is free for all. Okay, I mean, I got nearly 300 or so traders in the room right now. But the morning one is only for our members. So when you join in, you'll be given a link, and then you can join the webinar. Obviously, the morning sessions, we have fantastic, really fantastic moves. And then we would take live trades. So as I'm watching here, gold is moving. So, you know, that would be watch list for a buy trade here. Yeah. Okay. So I'll be looking to buy gold if I have momentum above this resistance. So see, for me to buy, okay, there must be support, right? You cannot buy anything if there is no support. Yeah. For me to buy, there must be a break of resistance. The ceiling, the roof of the ceiling must break. Okay. The ceiling must break. The resistance must break. If the resistance does not break, I'm not at all interested. Yeah. So see, it's not breaking, it's going down. I'm not at all interested. So I'm not going to be making a forecast and say, okay, right, I've entered gold here. It's going to go 100 pips or 200. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, right? I honestly don't know. But what I do is as soon as I enter, I take 2 lots, right? And my stop could be n pips. So again, every trade will have a different stop. So earlier on, one of the attendees asked how many pips. So for example, gold, it could be 50 pips. I don't know. It all depends on that particular chart setup. So if my stop was 50 pips, then my TP1, take profit 1, will be as close to that stop as possible, which will be same as stop or as close or higher than that. So for example, when I've been taking trades on, say, US 30, sometimes my TP1 was about 200 pips, right? Which has been the case in the recent past. But it hasn't always been 200 pips. It all depends on the volatility, it depends on the momentum, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So, this is what you really focus on. And as soon as your TP1 is banked, then your TP2 becomes a free run, isn't it? Yeah, so your stop is 50 pips, your take profit is 50 pips, just as an example. Once your TP1 is hit, then you trail your stops, okay? Then you trail your stops. So yes, you'll be given guidance on how to set everything up, and you watch us trade live real money. Obviously in the mornings we have lots of opportunities. So as we take trades, you can see. So I mean, like right now, if we get a setup here, you'll actually see, I'll actually click on buy or sell, whatever is applicable to that. Yeah, okay. And when you watch somebody trade a real account, real money, right, it gives you confidence. Yeah, there are not many or hardly any so-called trading educators out there who do real money live trading, okay, right? They may trade demo accounts, or they may send you charts and say, look, had you traded here, you would have made X number of pips, etc., etc. Okay, now you get to watch us trade live. Yeah, okay. And then the most important is mental fitness, trader psychology. Trader A is different from trader B. Okay, as I give you an example, in a room of 30 people, everybody made money, but one person lost. Why? It's a psychology, emotions, unable to detach, unable to control that emotions, unable to take the loss or snatching the profits. So when there are 200 pips on the table, taking 20 pips, right? That is kamikaze, self-sabotage. So we basically hold your hand and we guide you and we help you to reprogram your subconscious mind. Okay, so yes, Shin, you will get lots of guidance. Yeah. Okay, Walid, Gold, you said you entered long and close. It is going in the opposite. Yeah, so here, Walid is, I was really waiting for this to break, right? Had that happened, I would have actually taken the trade. Yeah, had that happened, I would have actually taken the trade there. Okay, just looking at the charts. Obviously, yes, the JPY has been plunging down. That was a good short there. Okay, oil, as I say, it's plunging down. Okay, Euro Aussie, this looks interesting. Okay, this is looking very interesting chart actually. I'll be obviously catching up your questions as we go along. All right, this long downtrend has been broken. It's still a bearish looking chart, but intradays, obviously I've got two indicators. One is the swing and one is an intraday. Intraday has gone long. Okay, intraday has gone long, and a few of my members are long on Euro Aussie dollar. But swing trading, this is what I'm really looking for. So those of you with the indicators, you know, you have all those pivots, but those who are here for the first time, And if you want to trade this, keep an eye on the yellow pivot. The yellow pivot is at 1.71145, right? I get a momentum above yellow pivot. Oh, wow, I will be interested in a long trade. But for now, this is a short trade. The signal is short, okay? In this case, because it has fallen down so much, right? I would ideally want to be shorting at around the green pivot, okay? So this is a watch list here. Obviously, I reckon this could be a few hours before a setup does emerge. So keep an eye on Euro, Aussie dollar. This will be a watch list for a swing trade. If I get a momentum about yellow, or I'll be looking for a short. So see, I don't care whether it goes up or down, okay? I don't care, right? If I get a long opportunity, I'll be looking for a long. If I get a short opportunity, I'll be looking for a short. So for shorts, I'm looking at this, right? Break below yellow, which has happened, break below aqua, which has happened, below red is happening, below green, and then I needed to retest the red, and after it retests the red, down she goes, okay? So I'll be looking at both the scenarios, okay? Both the scenarios, yeah? Okay. Okay, what kind of returns can one make per month, per year? Very difficult. It all depends on you, isn't it? Yeah, it all depends. I mean, today I had one trader banking over 500 pips. Yes, 500 pips in a day. Okay, over 500 pips in the day. Did everybody bank that much? No, they didn't. Did anybody lose? Yes, they did. Why did they lose? Self-sabotage, okay? Self-sabotage. They went against the system. Some guys, not one or two, but few guys, right? They were following some forums or some other gurus. So when people come to me, I said, look, please, when you join bindalFX, do not watch any other news. If you do, you filter it out. Do not follow any other gurus, right? There are no gurus out there. The guru is only one, and that is you. The guru is there inside of you. You are your biggest mentor. How do you mentor yourself? That is by self-study of yourself, isn't it? Who am I? What are my attitudes? What are my habits? Okay? Am I doing my trading journals? Right? So the person who's doing his or her trading journals is going to make a massive percentage. But equally, I've got guys, right, who could join today, and even without watching the videos, even without knowing how the pivots work, they start clicking. What's going to happen? They're going to lose. Yeah. So see, everybody is different in terms of percentage. Just because trader A today has made 500%, good luck to him or her. Yes, well done. You go by your limits. But again, do not place any limits to yourself. Sky's the limit. But you ain't gonna get up there overnight, will you? So, you know, me telling you that trader A has made 200% or trader B has made 500%, that's bullshit. That's not gonna help you, will it? Will it help you? No, it won't. But you can watch us trade live. We shall teach you the system, but if you follow it, you will succeed. If you don't follow it, you will fail. As simple as that. Yeah. Has the market ever gone opposite the Bindal momentum? If it did, what do you do? Okay, what would you do if you enter a trade, right? Say, for example, you entered a trade. Say, for example, you are you short the gold, or you buy oil. Okay, let's just look at a classic example of oil, right? Say, supposing you would have bought here. Yeah. Okay. Just disregard what's at the bottom, right? You probably bought here and the signal changes. So the Bindal momentum indicator is a price action based system. What is the system doing, right? The algorithm is measuring the demand and supply. What is the demand and supply? Is the battle between the fear and the greed, right? What's happening here? The greed is coming in, right? Amateurs are piling in, okay? There are huge buy orders, but the system here is red, sell, sell, sell. So what are bindalFX members doing? They are waiting for all those amateurs to get in, drive the prices up so that you can get a better price. Yes, you can get a better price, you short it. But as I said earlier on, you don't need to be 100% right. So the question you're asking me is, if it doesn't do what you expect it to do, what do? You get the hell out of the trade. You do not stay in the trade. You cut your losses. You let the winners run. That's what you do. Make sense? Does that answer your question? Okay, I want to, okay, gold. Right. Let's see whether we can pick up a trade here. I really need momentum there. If we can pick up a trade, fine, we shall. That's a long candle there. Okay, that's one thing which I don't really like to chase. Okay, but let's wait and see what happens there. Okay. Okay, Euro is coming down, but really focus on, especially I've got quite a few guys from Asia, so you'd be trading the Asian session. Aussie dollar, yen would tend to move. Okay, so really focus there. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is based on MT4. Okay, so this indicator doesn't work on any other platforms apart from MetaTrader 4. Okay. Which brokers? I personally don't put all my eggs in one basket. Okay, I personally have got accounts with half a dozen brokers. Okay, so again, each broker, you know, there's no hard and fast rule of you know, XYZ broker being good and so on. I mean, there are pros and cons with virtually every broker. Okay. But it all depends on what exactly you are looking at. Yeah. So for example, there's some brokers who are really good for indices, some brokers really good for Forex. Also, you're looking at the execution. For example, this last couple of months, I've had lots of, there's one of Britain's biggest broker, I won't name them. They were not, the execution was really poor. When Dow was 1 minute candle was doing 100 pips or so, they were not filling you in. They were not allowing you to close your trades. Yeah. Okay, they're repricing it. So yeah, I mean, do email me. Obviously, I need to know you a little bit more. What exactly you're looking at? What is it that you're trading? So, you know, supposing if you are trading stocks or if you're trading metals or oil, then obviously there will be a different broker for that. If you're trading Bitcoins, there'll be a different broker for that. If you're really looking at Forex, there's, you know, lots of choice there. So yeah, I'll be happy to guide you there. Drop me an email. Yeah. Okay, which brokers? Okay, I've just answered that. If your TP1 is 20 pips, does it include the spread? Yeah, so TP1 does include. So which means that if I have actually put the target as 20 pips, then it is the 20 pips. Okay. Yeah. So obviously, say supposing Euro Aussie would have say 6 pip spread. So again, see, talking of brokers, the other day I had one member who had joined had an account with another broker. Euro Aussie had a spread of 15 pips. 15 pips. So, you know, as soon as you take a trade, if it was like a £1 spread bet, you start with a £15 loss. Okay. So again, you know, getting a broker, again, I wouldn't focus just on spreads only. Yeah. You could have a broker with very low spreads, right? But if the execution is poor, what's the point? Yeah. If the customer service is no good, what's the point? Yeah. So you see, you got to look at everything. Yeah. Okay. Does the indicators work on Indian stock market? It will work on anything. So long as you got an MT4 platform, right? So long as you got an MT4 platform and you got the data feed, right? Then it will work. Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah, got a comment here. Was in the room this morning and Pavish looked at USD JPY. Okay, there you go. So this was a live trade, real setup discussed in the room here this morning. Okay, and USD JPY is a nice move there. And I think there was also Euro JPY looked at, GBP New Zealand. So yeah, okay. Yeah, GBP New Zealand, okay. No, I wasn't in that room this morning. So yeah, you had GBP New Zealand. Okay, I don't have that on my chart. So there were quite a few live trades taken. So yeah, thanks guys. So some of you did really well out of it, yeah? Okay. Okay, do you have any specific format template for the trading journal? Yeah, okay, email me. I'll be able to guide you that, yeah? So that's not an issue, but look, so I say here, gold, yeah, it's not, yeah, the key is you need to be patient, really patient, right? I will decide at what price I want to get in, yeah, okay? I will decide, okay, that's there, okay, that's doing that 1, 2, 3, okay? I may look at a potential trade here. Okay, it's gone up very high. It's gone up very high, but I don't care, right? It can still continue to go higher. Okay, that's a long candle. I don't need to chase it. See, everything is bullish. This was the best time to get in, right? Okay, since the time it issued that long signal, which is this afternoon, that's gone up by 450 pips. 450 pips. So £1 is 450 pounds. £10, that's 4,000 pounds. Okay. Okay. So let's just wait for a mini pullback there, and we should be able to look at that. Okay, I mean, I've just about coming to the close of the session here. Absolutely, cut your loss, cut your loss, cut your loss. Okay. Okay, does the intraday show a different signal for GBP, USD? Yes, obviously the intradays would be different. Okay, now supposing, okay, let me try and get you the intraday. Okay, there you go. That's my intraday. Okay. Now, you know what? If the intraday and swing, right, they are both pointing in the same direction. So let's say here, okay, there you go. See, everything is green, right? Some traders have both the swing and the intraday, right? So here, see, for example, the swing is green, but look, intraday has gone red. So swing traders are swinging here. Intradays are actually sort of taking profits here, right? Okay, so there you go. And then finally, everything aligns. And look at that. I mean, this was a fantastic trade there, wasn't it, right? 300 pips there, 300 pips when both the intraday and the swing was at the same level, right? Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Okay, I entered Dow. Okay, well done. So here I have traders who actually took the trade. So there we go. And this is, look at that 1 minute chart. There you go. So yeah, so you know, a trader takes the trade on the break of the red. Well done. Okay, so here obviously this was a long candle, so you really would have to be fast, right? I mean, that's already gone up 150 pips there. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, I've still got quite a few questions there. I'll I think some I've got the names there. I will download the chat here. I think we are coming to the close of the session here. I hope you found the session useful, and yeah, feel free to email me any questions. I'll be quite happy to answer your questions individually. Yes, I'll email you the link to this webinar, so you can watch it again and again and again. Yeah, okay, and you know, God bless. Happy trading. Stay safe, and obviously those of you here in UK, enjoy the spring sunshine. It's been really good. Yeah. Okay, guys. Take care, and the rest of the question, I think I've answered most of them. There are some repetitive questions, which, as I said, I've already answered. And yeah, I will, for the rest, I will individually send you an email. But if there are any other pressing questions which you need answers, please drop me an email. Okay, guys? Yeah. Okay, yeah, the indicators, again, so if you attended the weekend webinar, yeah, we did have a special offer there, okay, which was a 50% discount. So yes, you know, that offer still stands. Obviously, it's expired. I think some of you needed some time to have a detailed look at it today. So yeah, what I've done is I've actually extended that offer. So it's going to be off, well, the link will still be there till the weekend. So go over onto the Forex Mentor. And again, those of you who are attending, I will email you the link. Okay, so forexmentor.net. and under indicators, the normal cost is 1,999, but giving you 50% discount, and the cost will be 999. Okay, guys. Okay, so that's me done for the day. God bless, happy trading, and as I say, I shall email you the link later tonight. God bless. Bye.